Hi, Facebook friends, it's Char. This morning it's no makeup Monday and I got a face full of makeup. What's up with that? Anyways, I got some clients I have to meet, so I always try to look my best when I'm meeting with them. But on my drive in this morning, I was on the highway and actually got behind somebody that was just driving like crazy. And you know, it was one of those moments that I realized I could really let this annoy me, or I could actually just take a step back and try to understand why they're driving that way, and not maybe even understand why they're driving that way, but what would in my life make me drive that way. And once I kind of put my shoes on, or their shoes on, and gained a little bit of understanding of, you know what, if something had happened to one of my kids, or I got an emergency phone call and had to zoom across the other side of town, I would probably drive just like that, maybe even worse. And that kind of just made it all better, actually. And I was just sending positive vibes to them, hoping that everything's fine in the world. And I wanted to share that reflection story of, as you go through your day to day, if you've got somebody or a situation that's happening that's annoying, or if you've got somebody who is doing things to you, or things are happening to you that you're not understanding, or maybe even if you're clearly aware of exactly what's going on, you just do not understand why that person is acting that way, I want to challenge you to put their shoes on. And what I mean by that is not stay in your shoes and guess why they're doing it. I mean, seriously, take your shoes off and go put theirs on and say, what would have to be happening in my life right now for me to do something like that to somebody else? And let your imagination get big. Let it get, because there are some things that have happened to me. Actually, I'm going through one right now that I do not understand why a certain person is doing things to me that's causing all kinds of havoc and chaos in my life. But when I take my shoes off and I put their shoes on, I realize that this person is probably very hurt. And in their attempt, you know that old saying of hurting people hurt people? And their attempt to make themselves feel better, it's by going through life and hurting other people. And while I do not agree with that and I don't understand it, as far as it's not something I would do, I understand where they're coming from. And so now that allows me a little bit of a peace, and it will allow me actually to pray for them and just send goodwill. Feel a little bit sorry for them also. So it's funny because a few months ago I went to Denver and I got this tattoo put on my wrist, and it says grace. Can you guys see it? And the timing of this compared to some events that have happened in my life is actually very beautiful, because this is the daily reminder to me of not just what I'm counting on getting one day, but also to remember to give it to people in every situation that I come across. Even if I'm not understanding where they're coming from, taking my shoes off and putting their shoes on to understand, or maybe gain a little bit more perspective, even though especially when it comes to hurting another person, I don't understand that at all. But it helps me to find peace and to let that feeling go, because you know what, I could still be harboring that person on the highway this morning that had cut me off and was driving like a fool, and it could have really started resonating and creating a bad day for me. Or I can find a way to turn that all into a good, because in the end, that's the only thing we're in charge of, and that's your perspective and your outlook. So I hope that you're all not wearing makeup today and celebrate No Makeup Monday, and that you are able to, the next time that you find you're in those hard situations, and that what I'm asking is not an easy thing to do, to put another person's shoes on and see if you can gain any understanding of why they're doing something or where they're coming from, even if it's crazy. Because remember, you guys, in the end, we're all connected. Well, I got it out of order a little bit. We're all powerful. So go and love somebody today. Bye.